What's going on YouTube? Bryce Builds a Mustang here, your favorite aircraft mechanic working on his favorite car. Now I realize this is a departure from my normal videos, but I think I found a way to fix the cowl in my Mustang without having to pull the engine transmission and taking out the windshield. Now the windshield is eventually gonna have to come out because I have to do a weather stripping and a headliner and all that kind of stuff. But I got these plastic cowl hats, as I call them, from California Pony Cars. Now it's actually from CJ Pony Parts, but they are originally from, let me see if I can get the box here. They're originally from, oh good, hang on. We'll edit all this out. Yeah, California Pony Cars. So one of them is drilled. This one here is the one for the driver's side because it has the air vent there, which I've actually removed, but I'm gonna get a new one of those eventually. So I'm gonna put this one in, I'm gonna put this one in. So what I'm actually gonna do, and I'll just explain it here so that you don't have to try to watch me film all of this underneath the cowl. The old cowl hats are obviously metal. It's where two seams come together. They're like pinch welded, and they're just notorious for rotting out. And once they rot the cowl out. Now, I'm really, really lucky in the sense that even though my car was parked underneath the tree in the rain and water for many, many years, the actual floor of my cowl is in A1 top grade condition, but the hats themselves are completely rotted through. So what I'm going to do is take a cutoff wheel up from the bottom, and I'm gonna cut it off right around this line here. Now this is the metal one, not this plastic one. I'm gonna cut it off right around this line here. I will clean it all up with my sanding discs and wire wheels and whatnot. I'll put a sealer, an etching primer on it, and then I'll seam seal it. And then I'm gonna take this and I'm gonna put a whole bunch of seam sealer around the base of this and sort of squish this up on there and let all the seam sealer push out. And that will do two things. That will waterproof the cowl, and it will mean that I don't have to pull the upper cowl and the windshield and everything out to change it. So, stick around. You join me doing the Mustang rodeo underneath the dash. Now, I have to refilm this because I just filmed it with my hand blocking the entire shot, but I'll show you what I'm going to do. So when I was a dumb teenager, I really thought it was a good idea to put fiberglass in here, and naturally that didn't work. This is what it looks like on both sides. So I'm going to rip all of this out, and then I'll get a die grinder or a cutoff wheel up in here, and I'll cut them off around the base. Like I said, grind out all this surface corrosion and rust, all etching primer, the entire thing, and then I will go from there. I mean, like even this wall over on this side, which I'm hoping I'm not blocking it, like even this is solid. There's no holes in here. So I'm not worried about any of that. I boroscoped all of that and looked at it really, really close with a boroscope. So anyways, let's get to it. Hey Bryce, you know what would have been really, really cool is if when you were 16, you just fixed this shit the right way the first time and didn't try to cut corners. That would have been delicious. Let's do that in the future. Let's not do things the wrong way anymore. We're grown-ups. We're men now. Oh. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it goes without saying that, you know, this is not the right way to fix it. So I've almost got this side out. I'll touch back with y'all when I got it finished. So I don't know how well you can see it, but it's got, you know, holes in it right here. I can stick my finger in it. It is a little worse than I thought it was now that I got the glass out. But I don't think it's the end of the world. I'll show you what I mean. Like right here, it's got a little hole in it. I can feel back in here. It's kind of bad, but I think once I get it all ground out and wire wheeled off, then it's going to probably be okay. I think I'm going to go ahead and pull the e-brake cable and just sort of lay it down on the floorboard so this is out of the way, because this is just, I'm having to reach around it for no reason. So I'm going to get this out, and anyways, I'm going to go ahead and get the die grinder, cut all that out, and I'll get back with y'all once that is cut out and cleaned up, because there's no good way to hold the camera in here. So I'll show y'all where I'm at. I've got the old hat cut out. I just used a cutoff wheel on a straight and cut it out of there, and then ground out as much of the base material as I can. I'll put up a couple of photos because it'll be easier, but I got that cut out. I got all the rust, or not all the rust. I got all the hat material ground out. So now I put some Rust-Oleum rust dissolver. We'll see how that works. I tried using it on my fence. It didn't do great, but I'll hit that with a wire wheel after lunch. and try to wipe that completely out of there and get it all gone, and see how it goes. So I'll get back with you guys right after lunch. Okay, so it's literally been like 3 weeks since I filmed that last little bit of footage, and in between then and now, I made this $18 sandblaster that didn't work, but now I have a 5-gallon bucket full of sandblasting media. So I went to Tractor Supply and got this little Job Smart siphon sandblaster, and this actually works great. So this is only like $25, and I would say just go buy this. You don't even actually need a 5-gallon bucket, really. You could just cut a hole in the top of the sandbag and shove the hose down inside the sandbag, and it would work the same way. So I'm gonna go ahead and make a huge mess and sandblast all the rust out of this side. Once all of that's blasted out, I'll probably sand it down so it's nice and smooth, and then use an etching primer so that I can get the seam sealer and shove the new plastic hat in there. Safety eventually. Howdy. You join me in the floor. I'm having to retake this because my arm was in the way the last time, but here you go. So I've got pretty much all of it all cleaned out. I need to address this right here a little bit more. I might try to cut that out of there just because it's just a doubler, but then I need to get all of this exfoliation out of the way. I need to get all of this cleaned up. I'm gonna get my cutoff wheel in here, and I'm gonna grind down this back side so that's nice and flush. Then I will chemically treat this whole thing with acid so that it doesn't rust again, and I will hit it with an etching primer, and it should be problem solved. Here's why that is important though. If you don't get all of the rust or all of the corrosion out, the process is just going to start again. Sorry, I had sand in my eye because of course I do. But the process is just going to start again, and you're basically wasting your time. You might temporarily solve a problem, but you're not going to permanently solve a problem. So if you do it this way by installing these plastic ones, you need to make sure you get all of the rust out completely before you mush these in place. Otherwise, yes, you're stopping the water leak, but you're not stopping the rust, and you're just buying time until you have to do the cowl anyways. So I'm going to get back to it. Sorry for doing this to you again. But I'm on the passenger side now. Got the glove box and the heater core out. Now the passenger side's kind of nice because once you get the heater core out, I mean, you've got basically infinite room in here through the glove box. But here's that fiberglass that I did when I was a teenager trying to fix the problem, and obviously it didn't. You can grab it with a pair of pliers and pretty much rip it out. So I'm gonna do the same thing over here I did with the other side. I'm gonna get this ripped out, cut out, and then wire wheeled down and primered. I did find another problem that I'll have to fix eventually, and I don't know how, and that is I've got a hole in my firewall. You can actually see this from the passenger wheel well. So don't know how long that's been there, but I'm gonna, I guess, cut it out from the wheel well side and maybe weld in a new piece of metal there from the wheel well side, but that kind of sucks. So one more thing I got to figure out how to fix. There's some seam sealer. I'll get that cut out of the way. I guess I could probably sandblast this and reprime it, but that sucks. And just like that, I ran out of time during the day, and then a cold front came in. So I'm going to go ahead and make this a 2-part video, and this is where I will see all of you guys out. If you've made it to this far, I'd like to thank you so much for watching. As always, don't forget to leave us a like, leave us a comment, subscribe, follow me on Instagram, join the Discord, and as always, go build something and be easy.